thank you for joining us today as women legislators of the Georgia House of Representatives and Senate. We stand here as daughters and mothers of concern in Georgia. We stand with mothers and families who have lost their family members due to police brutality and lack of police accountability in the state of Georgia, which is why today it is our honor to stand with these warrior families, to stand with these surviving spouses, and to stand with these grieving children to say enough is enough. We want in this time for everyone across the state of Georgia to listen in and listen up. This is not a joke. This is not the media. This is the raw truth. In Georgia, there are many cases that have gone unsolved around police brutality. And we as legislators will be bringing legislation and have already introduced legislation that will address these matters. On today, each woman legislator will introduce a family of someone who has been lost due to police brutality and lack of police accountability. We look forward to presenting each of these families with flowers and standing with them as they share their stories with you. As we go into this process, I would like to call up the person who gave me a call this week and said, please, can we share our stories? That is Miss Monteria Robinson. She is the mother of Jamarian Robinson, and we are here with her today to hear her story.
You got it, sis.
Good morning. My name is Monteria Robinson. First, let me send my deepest condolences to the family of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and to the many other families who are suffering and mourning the loss of their loved ones at the hands of police brutality. My son is Jamarian Robinson. He was shot here in Atlanta, Georgia on August 5th, 2016. Jamarian had a total of 76 bullet wounds to his body. There has been no arrest, no indictment, no conviction, no accountability. No one has ever been shot that many times in U.S. history by police. I would first like to address Governor Brian Kemp for weighing in on only one case in Georgia. What about the other 130 cases of brown and black people that have been killed in your state, the state of Georgia? Let's address that. What I've noticed the last couple of days, you and Keisha Bottoms keep talking about other states. What about the state of Georgia? You nor Ms. Bottoms have addressed the issues here in your own state. We want justice here in Georgia, and we want it now.
Yes.
Keisha Bottoms, I saw you crying on Friday, May 29th, in reference to property damage. That did not move the people here in your city. Have you cried over my son or over any of the other families standing here with me today? Cry about that. We cry and mourn the loss of our children every single day. We don't care about the loss of property. Property has insurance on it. Property can be rebuilt, but our children cannot be revived back to life. We want our children back, and they are not coming back. You want to cry about something? Cry about that. How dare you have the audacity to bring two black men on national TV to denounce black protesting in a city that does not recognize or convict officers for killing innocent brown and black people? Get out of here with that hypocrisy. We have lost our kids in your city to police killings, and nothing has been done or said about it. No one has even acknowledged it. We've been patient, and our patience has run out. Justice has been denied to all our families here and the ones prior to us. You stated you are a mother. You see and love on your kids each and every day. None of our kids will ever come home. You stated that Atlanta is better than other cities. That's a lie. Your city has had over 130 killings of brown and black men at the hands of police since 2015. Facts. Let's address that. Let's talk about that to the media. Atlanta is also ranked number 10 with the most fatal police shootings between 2000 and 2018. Let's talk about that. That's why we are angry. This has been going on far too long with no accountability. We are tired, we are fed up, we are angry. You all keep saying this is the home of Dr. Martin Luther King. He would be ashamed and embarrassed to call this his home. You also stated that Chief Erica Shields was appalled by the killing of George Floyd. How is it that she is appalled when she found 3 officers who used AR-15 innocent for the execution of my son Jamarian Robinson and closed the incident report? My son had a total of 76 bullet wounds to his body. Now that's appalling. My son's case is only one out of 130 other cases. What about the other cases that Chief Erica Shields has turned a blind eye to that has come across her desk? We no longer want her as our chief of police. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure you are not reelected and Chief Erica Shields is held accountable for the many cases that she has closed and signed off on. We want someone who is for the people. There has been so many cover-ups of cases here in Atlanta, Georgia. Now we will put Atlanta on the map with St. Louis, Chicago, Minneapolis, to show the world that police terrorism and police brutality exists and is happening in the Black Mecca, known as Atlanta, Georgia. As we witness the arrest that occurred here in Atlanta on Saturday, May 30th, being broadcast live on the news, in which excessive force was used against a Morehouse student and a Spelman student. This is who Atlanta is. Believe it. If that occurred on live news, imagine what happens when the cameras are off. The nightmare is in your city, Governor Brian Kemp and Keisha Lance Bottom. One final thing. Pearl Howard has failed my family and has not tried to indict the officers who murdered my son, even though he's been promising me he's going to take action for nearly 4 years. Now he wants to make people think he's going to indict the officers who drove 2 college students out of their cars. I do not believe him at all. If we don't get justice for Jamarian Robinson, Shirley Tilson, Oscar Kane, Jimmy Etchison, Kane Rogers, Javis Benjamin, Jabril Robinson, Javis Lutz, DeAndre Phillips, and all the other families that we will present to you, there will be no peace in Atlanta, Georgia. The revolution is here. We are done with waiting on an unjust system to give us justice. We cannot get justice in a system that is designed to immoralize, criminalize, and dehumanize our very existence. We cannot even get justice from our very own people in government who we have voted into office. Justice delayed is justice denied. Again, my name is Monteria Robinson. My son's name is Jamarian Robinson. My son was shot and killed here in Atlanta, Georgia, August the 5th, 2016. Hashtag justice for Jamarian Robinson. Hashtag justice for Jamarian. Thank you.
Woo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We love you. We love you. We love you.
I'm State Representative Renita Shannon. I represent House District 84. I'm here today to tell you that we want police to stop killing black people. That is why we are here. Our community has known for far too long that there is an issue with law enforcement, and let me tell you, it is not just a few bad apples. There are too many names and too many families for you to tell us that it is just a few bad apples. That is not the case. This is not an issue of training. We know that because we see countless white men who have murdered folks who are taken in almost without incident. Consistently we see this. Yet black people are brutalized and killed in the streets by police officers. We want it to stop. The reality is the majority of this country didn't even believe what was going on in our communities until social media and the age of the cell phones became available. We have long known that this violence has existed in our community, but the world is just now waking up to what we have been experiencing.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, there are no Wakandas in this country that this problem does not exist. We want action on this, and some of us have started to work on this. I sponsored a bill, House Bill 636, which seeks to set up a database to track police use of force. Currently in this country, we don't even track. It's not even mandatory in any state that police force be tracked. There is a lot that needs to be done on this issue, and I want you to hear the voices of this family. We're not going to stop until we get justice. Now I'm going to bring up Miss Shali Tilson. She lost her son due to both police brutality and neglect. Miss Tilson.
Hello, my name is Tynesha Tilson. I am the mother of Shali Tilson, who was killed in Rockdale County Jail in Conyers, Georgia, March 12, 2018. My family has been denied justice from District Attorney Alicia Johnson, who decided that no one should be held accountable for Shali's death. Shali was held in a cell with no sink, no toilet, no shower for 9 days, a $6,000 bond for a misdemeanor charge. Shali died of severe dehydration in the Rockdale County Jail. Shali was also beat and tortured over 6 times in the Rockdale County Jail. My family has been denied justice. We've been in this fight for 2 years. It's a long list of people that are involved in Shali's case, that are all walking free, still working at that jail, still accountable for other people, loved ones, husbands, wives, children in that jail. There was one Sergeant Lang, who was on duty the night Shali died. Dan Lang was also under investigation for stealing $45,000 worth of guns from the Rockdale County Jail. He also falsified the check logs from Shali's watches that was supposed to be performed every 15 minutes. My son lay dead in that cell for over 4 hours before they even knew he was dead. We were denied the right to identify our son when he passed away. We didn't view our son till almost 2 months after he passed away. We had to bring our son home to Providence, Rhode Island in a black box. He was so decomposed, we had to have him cremated to bring him home on the plane for his family and friends to say their last goodbyes to him. Shali was a college student. Shali worked at the State House in Providence, Rhode Island as a tour guide. He was studying criminal justice. My son was robbed of his future, and we were robbed of our son. We'll never get to see him graduate college. We'll never get to see him get married. We'll never get to see him have children. And no one has been accountable for it. And I'm tired of begging and pleading for justice for my son for over 2 years. And these people are still in office. These black elected officials, stop voting for people because they look like us. Because they don't stand for us.
Yeah.
The judge that gave my son that $6,000 bond for a misdemeanor and 9 days in jail is a black woman. The district attorney in Rockdale County is a black woman, Alicia Johnson. The sheriff of Rockdale County is a black man, Eric Levitt, who was running for re-election right now.
Say their names.
Eric Levitt, Alicia Johnson, the judge, what's her name? Atiana something. She's running for re-election also. I just want to close out and say I send my condolences to every family in Georgia. It's not just Atlanta, it's all over this state. This state has blood on its hands in every city. And we are tired. We are tired of standing in front of cameras and crying and begging for justice. And Sergeant Dan Lang, they let him resign. So guess what? He's collecting a pension. Taxpayer dollars is paying his pension. He falsified the jail line for the checks on Shali, and he stole $45,000 worth of guns from the jail. What do you think would happen to us like that and left him to severely dehydrate and die and leave him over 4 hours, what do you think would happen to me? Do you think I would be standing here right now? I would be under the jail. There's numerous things that went on in my son's case wrong from top to bottom. And like I said, I'm tired. I'm tired of talking. We all tired of talking. And I want to send my condolences and solidarity to every family in Georgia. We love you. Justice for Shalee Tilton.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We love you, sis.
Thank you. Love you too.
Yes, sis.
So as you have heard, House Bill 636 has already been introduced, and we are asking, demanding, pleading, begging for a hearing in this state capitol 1 week from today when we go into state capitol again for session. And we hope that the people will stand with us. Members behind us have those bills in their hand, holding them up, the piece of paper that will help to address the issues created by police brutality and lack of police accountability in Georgia, to help these families, and we hope you will stand with us. Next, we will hear from another mother, Miss Kathy Likes. Meet her son, Jarvis Likes. Jarvis with his newborn. Jarvis with his children. We stand here today with Miss Kathy Likes to hear her story.
Thank you. My name is Kathy Scott Likes. I'm the mother of Jarvis Scotty Likes. My son was shot and killed by a Georgia State Trooper on December 29, 2017 in Columbus, Georgia. My child was on his way to work. And en route to work, there was a DUI checkpoint, and Jarvis decided to turn and go an opposite direction to get to work on time. The state trooper, Officer Michael Nolan, noticed my son doing that, and he went behind him. And of course, they said he chased behind Jarvis. Jarvis drove into a black community where he stopped on a dead-end street. Officer Nolan was constantly behind him. Officer Nolan got out of his cruiser with his gun drawn on Jarvis. When Jarvis got out of his car and talked to the officer, knowing he wanted to know, why are you behind me? Why are you stopping me for? What did I do wrong? And the only thing he did was make a turnaround to go an opposite direction to get to work on top of my son in his right arm, upper arm, where the bullet ricocheted through his chest, hit his vital organs, which was his heart and his lungs. And my son died at the medical center in Columbus, Georgia. So my son was in distress and he was in pain from the time he was shot by Officer Nolan on that street until he got to the hospital. We waited and we waited. The family waited. We constantly stayed on the district attorney by the name of Julia Slater to find out, what are you going to do about the death of my son? May 7th, 2019, we went to court. She decided to go in front of the grand jury. She allowed me, my husband, and his children, his 3 daughters, to be there. But she would not let us inside that grand jury room and listen to the testimony that was being given. She had us in her conference room on another floor, and we, not knowing about this kind of stuff, didn't know that this was what was going on in that grand jury room. And the only people that testified in that grand jury room was Officer Michael Nolan, the GBI agent, and her DA investigator. So you know, by the time she did allow the family to come in and talk in front of the grand jury already had their minds made up. You know? So what happened? There was no indictment. There was no indictment. And when I seen Officer Nolan later that day in open court, which was the first time I had ever seen him, And the judge read whatever the Julia Slater gave him, the district attorney, and stated that there was not enough sufficient evidence for him to be indicted. Well, I guess not, because number one, there was no dash cam, no body cam, no witness to testify on anything. How can you go on a mission as a DUI checkpoint and your equipment is not working right? You cannot do that when you have to identify people, you have to identify cars. Why would you go out there on this mission with faulty dash cam, no body cam? Getting killed by the police is the 6th leading cause of death of young black men in this country.
Wow.
The racism, the killing, this is black people ongoing disease. Like so many mothers, including myself, I am disgusted, heartbroken, and angry. We have seen and felt racism and corruption of police violence and brutality too many times. Black people have been discriminated against, victimized, and murdered far too long and have shown superhuman resiliency in the face of constant adversity. I made a promise to myself that I will not be silent anymore, that I stand in solidarity with my voice and my actions, not just my heart. This burden is too much for black people to continue to endure. Right now is a critical time for the black community to be supported by all other communities, so we can put a stop to something that is severely wrong. I urge people to speak with passion and inspiration to express the importance of issues and tell the justice system that keep us sick, die, instead of our loved ones. The ones that call us mama and daddy. For the last few days, the magnitude of devastation, anger, sadness I felt has been overwhelming, to say the least. Lynched day after day pushed me to a heavy, open wound in my heart. I can't shake this. Don't let my son, Jarvis Scott Lights, and our other loved ones be forgotten. Keep sharing, keep watching, keep speaking out, because it's only we can come together to bring this much needed change and awareness to police violence. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sis. We love you, sis. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much for that. My name is Representative Erica Thomas, and I stand here sad and angry, just like everyone that stands behind us. I am here to introduce the mother of Javis Benjamin, Monte Benjamin.
Hello, my name is Monte Benjamin, and this is my son, Javis Benjamin. Like his lights, I have been on this journey of getting justice for my son for approximately 7 years.
Dang.
My son was killed January 18, 2013. It was actually Martin Luther King weekend, and during the weekend, because he was killed, the coroner's office was closed, and I could not identify his body until that following Tuesday. So I was at ends with not only the district attorney, but the police department itself. But one thing that gave me the motivation was a conversation that I had with the GBI investigator. It was him who gave me the motivation to seek further, because it was originally reported that my son stole the car and assaulted the officer. And I knew that that was not my son. The actual car that my son was driving was purchased by his grandfather. My son was actually racially profiled. He was driving a new Ford convertible Mustang. And what he did was ran a red light. The officer witnessed it on the dash cam that he ran the red light. Once he ran the red light, apparently my son must have saw the police. He then was in an accident, and he hit a telephone pole head on. So the driver's side of the car was smashed in. My son, once the officer arrived at the scene, my son climbed out of the car. As he climbed out of the car, the officer had already drawn his gun, pointed it at my son, telling my son to get back into a wrecked car. When my son climbed out of the car, he never engaged with the officer. He, on the dash cam video that we saw during the grand jury hearing, my son was facing the neighbors in that community because when he hit the pole, the power went out, so everyone came out of their home. My son raised his hand, had his hands raised, and he said, "Do y'all see what he's trying to do to me?" Looking at the people in the community. And as he turned towards the officer then shot him in the heart. From that scene, you could see from the videotape that we saw during the grand jury hearing, the police car surrounded my son. When the paramedics arrived, she screamed out, "Move the cars out of the way so we can get to the victim." And you could see where they were communicating with him. After that, we had to wait 2.5 years for them to finally take my son's case before a grand jury hearing. It was done in DeKalb County. It was by the former DA, Robert James. It was then that he called me and asked me and my son that we can appear during the grand jury hearing. For myself, they allow us to stay there during the entire hearing. On April 30th, 2015, the grand jury strongly advised indictment of the officer based on the dash cam video. So with that being said, he also announced on the news, he did a press conference, that on May the 1st, he will be issuing a criminal warrant for an arrest. And then he waited a year later, which was March the 12th, to announce that he had to get special eyes because grand juries are not trained to look at police-involved shootings. So he made the shooting justified. Us having to wait those 11 months to deal with what he overturned. And my thing is, I'm kind of with the grand jury reform because to have been a criminal justice major myself, not to mention his father was a police officer for 8 years. To have what I was taught in school be so contradictory as to how this case was handled with the district attorney, along with the court system itself, it was utterly amazing. I wouldn't say it was horrific, simply because 6 months after the district attorney overturned the indictment of the grand jury, Officer Lynn Thomas was promoted to chief of police of his department from sergeant, skipping rank. He did not go through the typical protocol of promotion. He was skipped from sergeant to chief. So he's now over his own investigation. I have went through the entire process all the way up to the Supreme Court. And based on the justice system itself, like I said, from my teaching, everything contradicts everything that I was taught, and it's kind of mentally, it's the reason why I turned away, because I wanted to do forensic investigation. That was my passion. But after what happened to my son, I went in a totally different direction. I went into healthcare. But again, that is the issue with my son, in that if it wasn't for the grand jury hearing and that the detective from the GBI, I would have left it alone. But I knew my son. He had no criminal record. He painted murals. My eldest son drew this picture of his brother. But my son painted a mural of Trayvon Martin at the Boys and Girls Club in Mapleton. Also, he painted a mural for his high school at Towers High School. He was a graduate of 2011. So again, I'm in solidarity with all these mothers, and with me being in solidarity, I go everywhere and I share as many cases that I know of. I've been from Oakland to Minnesota to San Francisco, Arizona, all the above. And every time I go, I carry my Georgia families when I discuss police brutalities. Thank you.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. We love you, sister. Thank you. We love you.
Good morning. I'm State Representative Sandra G. Scott. I represent District 76 out of Clayton in Henry County. This is hard.
It is.
Yes, it is. But I stand here with these mothers this morning because I have a son I have nephews. And I can say that this really hurts. It is time for justice to be done.
Yes.
And at this time, I'm going to introduce Miss Daphne Robinson, the son of Jabril Robinson.
Good morning. My name is Daphne Robinson, and my son is Jabril Robinson. And Jabril was murdered on May 16, 2016 in Clayton County. It was the day after Mother's Day. Jabril and his girlfriend had an altercation. The police was called out, and during that time, Jabril had left the home. He left on foot. He had phoned me. I wasn't able to pick up the phone at the time, but I had called him back several times, and then I received a call telling me that I need to come to where he was because he had been shot by the police. When I got there, they told me that I needed to go to Southern Regional Hospital where my son had been transported. But in actuality, I got to the hospital before he did. My son was still laying on the ground.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
When I got there, they put me in a room. I sat in that room for maybe about 2 hours, begging to see my son at that time, begging to even identify him, begging to, just know if that's my child. I wasn't allowed to view him. I wasn't allowed to see him. I was told that because of the severity of what had happened to him, that I would not be allowed to view my son.
You got this, sis? You got this?
My son was shot more than 8 times.
Breathe, sis.
Whenever you hear about these police officers, shooting and killing these young black men, you hear the news and they tear these men down. They tear them down. They dehumanize them. They criminalize them. False narratives.
Yes.
I mean, they tear us apart. They tear our family apart. I will forever be traumatized by what I see. But not only that, every time I see it, it's my son all over again. All over again. All over. I sympathize with these mothers. I know they pain. This pain is physical. It's inside of me. It hurts. I don't sleep. I have 3 other sons and a grandson. And my daughter, because they're killing our daughters too. My nephews, it's traumatizing to us mothers. I've been on this journey for 4 years. I'm fighting for Clayton County to open my son's case, to at least give me a day in court to speak, to be his voice. It's difficult for us, but I stand in solidarity with my sisters. We've been on this journey a long time, and we ain't planning on giving up. We fighting for justice. We want justice. And it's justice for Jabril until the day I die. We're not giving up. We're not giving up. And like I said, I feel for all these mothers. And I stand with them. Thank you, guys.
I'm State Representative B. Lynn, and I represent House District 89 here in the city of Atlanta in DeKalb County. Today I stand in solidarity with the mothers and the family members who have lost the lives of their sons and loved ones to police brutality and to police violence. I stand in solidarity with the protesters who have taken the streets night after night. We will not rest, we cannot rest until every single person in this country can live free from the bondage of police brutality and white supremacy. Today, I want to introduce to you Miss Jacqueline Sanders, who lost her son, Oscar Kane, and his sister, Kiana Kane, who lost her brother. Both Jacqueline and Kiana said to me, if Oscar were alive today, he would be here with us right now. He would be here fighting for justice for everybody in this country.
Good morning. My name is Jacqueline Sanders, and Oscar Kane Jr., who we call Man, is my son. He was taken from us 1 year, 2 months, and 2 days ago. We're still trying to figure out this new norm. This, I don't even know what kind of reality this is right now for us, but it's still oppressed. My son, he always made it his business to go help fight, make things right for the community. And if he felt anything was wrong, he was going to make sure he did that so he could be heard. So now, since he's not here, we're going to speak for him. Marquise Kelly. I don't think he's worthy of being called an officer, but he's the one black officer that killed my son last year, March 31st. He took a son, a brother, and a father. He left 2 children without their dad to watch them to grow up and have a life. I always thought that we still trying to figure out what exactly happened. We keep getting to run around. We have no clue. We do know that Marquise Kelly shot my son in the chest. 1 shot fatally killed him. I always thought that the police officers are supposed to serve and protect, but obviously they're serving up dead bodies to families like us and protecting themselves.
Wow.
And I ask the leaders out there,
Wow.
when is enough is enough? We're tired of coming up here speaking. We're tired of seeing stuff on the news. I don't even look at the news. I have to hear from other people what's going on. And what's been going on now is ridiculous. We have to stop. We have to make a stand and stop this violence against our children because police officers are not being held accountable for it. So I ask of you, you leaders out there, if you are much of leaders, please, I beg of you, to make a difference, take a stand, somebody speak up and stop this police brutality that is going on out here, taking our families away from us. Thank you. And all the people that has lost their loved ones, you are in my prayers and in my heart. And we're going to continue this fight until they put me in my grave. Thank you.
I want you to know that the families that are here today, this is not even an exhaustive list. I personally know families who are not here today who have had family members killed by police officers. So what you see here is just the number of folks we could gather in the quick amount of time that we went to put together this press conference. So this is about an issue of devaluing black life, because the list is endless of families that have been touched by this issue, even in metro areas. Next, we're going to have Ms. Phillips, whose son was killed by, whose son was DeAndre Phillips, who was killed by police.
I'm Tabanya Phillips, the mother of DeAndre Phillips. He was killed January 26, 2017 at the actual police precinct, sitting in his car, a parked car, asleep. They woke him up, being on the window. The police officer that killed him said that he was being dragged and and that's why he shot him in the head. He shot once in the head. But when the video was released, it was shown that he was clearly all the way in the car with my son with their clothes. They don't let him change his story 3 different times. And it's been 3 years later, still no justice. We haven't heard not one thing from no one. They scheduled, Paul Howard scheduled a meeting for us. He canceled it because he said it was raining. So we haven't gotten anywhere. Like, we're still at 0. We have nothing to go on. Nothing.
Hi, I'm youngest grandmother, and all I want to see what my daughter did. Once she came straight to me and she said, "Mama, why?" I said, "I don't know why." But they let my first son lay in the car dead. For 5 to 6 hours, we couldn't even go identify his body or do anything to comfort him or comfort anybody. I'm at the point where I'm tired. I am so tired of these police being allowed to just do whatever they want to do and just walk away with it, and it's not right. He left a 5-year-old daughter back here. Nobody thinks about that. The children that are leaving back here because the police want to just kill and kill and kill. And I'm just here to say we need to stand together. We got to come together in order for this to come to an end. This is his uncle. This is his daughter's mom. And we just tired. And we just want answers. Thank you.
Thank you. We love you. We love you. We sorry. We sorry. We sorry.
I don't know if everybody feels the emotion and the anger and the hurt in this room.
Absolutely.
But I don't know if anybody that's watching this has ever witnessed this. But I remember, no, I gotta bring you back. I remember driving by right after this happened and seeing them screaming in the street for this man. Screaming. And I stood there because I said, we got.
You got this, sis. Speak for us, sis.
I stood there with this family right after he was shot. They were screaming in the street, and I was so scared to get them out of the street because I didn't want another police to shoot someone else. And if you have ever been out, if people don't understand the emotions that these families are feeling because you have never been there when you have a son, a grandson, a daughter, a husband, or a father been shot. And that is why we as legislators and elected officials, we're not out here having a press conference just to have a press conference. We're out here because we want to stand with these women, stand with these mothers, and stand with these families because that's what they deserve.
Represent,
they
representative.
deserve their voices to be heard, and they deserve us to stand with them, not just today, but every single day. And we are tired of everybody just having a press conference. Press conference. Where are the families? Where is representing the families?
Absolutely.
That is why we call this to represent the families, because this is who is important. This is who should be in front of the cameras, not us.
Yes.
We don't deserve to be in front of the cameras.
Yes.
They deserve to be in front of the cameras. I want to bring up our last mother of the day, and I'm so sorry I'm shaking, but this is...
Don't be sorry.
Represent,
Don't be
representative.
sorry.
Represent.
Don't be sorry.
And I'm sorry, I know we're supposed to be social distancing, but it doesn't matter at this point because I am so upset. I want to represent Patricia Scott. She is the mother of Raymond L. Scott. And it's sad to say that he was killed in my county, Cobb County. Please go ahead and speak.
Oh, hello everybody. I've been in this thing since 2003. My son was murdered in Cobb County Jail, arrested without incident, died in police custody. All right, the coroner told me that he was laughing and talking to them. But I just want to read something. It's not going to take long. His journey to die started in 1993. As I wake up, I think about November 3rd, 1997, the day I was beaten, choked till my spirit left me, and being jabbed in the mouth with some type of plastic object, being called the N-word, Open your mouth before I kill you. And also being tied up with a dog chain, leash around his ankle. I thought in my mind of them, the Powder Springs Police Department saying to the dog, get him, get him. But by the grace of God that we all have, the dog wouldn't bite him. Oh, Powder Spring Fire Department, I'm talking to the one that was jabbing me in my mouth with the plastic object, saying racist words such as nigger. Excuse me, but I can't help it. Open your mouth before I bust your teeth out. Powder Springs Police and Fire Department, open your eyes because, yeah, you put your hands on the wrong person this time. And I am about to bust your out with my heart, body, mind because, yeah, you beat my soul out of me. And on November 3rd, 1997, I feel that God put me here to right racism and to seek justice for my people that's not mentally able to fight racism and all the other things that are going on. There's no sellout here because I believe in what my forefathers stood up. My grandmother, great-grandmothers, all of them, they died for. And believe me, I am here. I'm not here in the flesh and the spiritual mind. He's gone. The mental, he never knew that this was going to happen. And physically, to take care of one of the history of my forefathers, may they rest in peace. Written by Raymond Scott. My son was an avid poet. Out of 1 million poems, they went through 1 million poems. They chose 2 of his poems. One was called Black Food and Shady. What I'm saying now is, we don't just need to be here in Atlanta. We need to go to Washington. Kanye West went to Washington. So why can't we? We need to spiritually do what we got to do. My pastor said, is nothing going to come down here on earth that's going to go before God. He is the ruler, so we don't have to worry about this pandemic. Just use common sense and be safe. And just know that we all are here together. And I want to say that Monteria gave a powerful speech.
Yes.
I am a little bit deterred about Keisha Lance. They're not really saying much. T.I., you need to be out here with us.
Okay. Yeah, say that again.
Send us to Washington.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Send us to Washington.
Yeah.
We don't have no money. You took our sons. You took our daughters. Come on now. All I'm saying is, you got money. Sierra, give us some money. Future, you're paying for all them. Baby, give us some money. Hey, I don't care no more. Hey, everybody say they angry. Miss Pat ain't angry. Miss Pat is mad. I'm mad. I'm mad. So, Monteria, keep it going.
Right there.
Keep it going.
The Rock.
Cobb County prosecutor, that new lady, whoever she is, I'm coming to see you. I've been quiet for a long time. But I got my mothers with me.
Amen. Yeah.
All of them.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
Y'all do it with us.
Yeah.
We need you. We
Yeah.
can do this.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Yeah.
Say it with me.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Yeah.
Can do it.
Yeah.
I'm out. I got another speech to go to.
We love you, Mama. We love you, Mama. We love you. We love you, Mama.
Cut the check, Future.
Well, thank you very much for listening to the stories of mothers and families in Georgia, right here, who have been impacted by police brutality and the lack of police accountability. We are blessed to be in the number with interfaith clergy at this time who will come forward and join our families, led by Reverend Gerald Durley, in order to give a word of praise and understanding and hope to our families who are grieving in this time. Please come forward.
Surrounding and mixing in with all of us today are some of the most powerful rabbis, imams, preachers, people of the clergy at this time. We had initially planned a press conference after this, but this has moved us so much. When we listen to the mothers, when we listen to the travesty of the police brutality, we said that in this city, it's got to be surrounded by prayer. Nothing works without prayer. There's power in the touch. They touch each one of us so deeply. Mothers who've lost their children, fathers who are gone, uncles who are gone. And we said with the rabbis, with the imams, and with the Christian pastors that we needed to come, mothers, and pray for you, to hold you. We've all lost somebody. My brother was killed 22 years ago, and it still comes back and forth. But to help you with the healing, to help you with bridging it, hold to God's unchanging hand. Sometimes prayer seems so senseless and fruitless, but when we get to a point like this, when all hope is gone, we've got to understand that there is a God. There is a God that will never, and justice will roll down like a mighty force. So this morning, we are representing the interfaith power and what interfaith can do. And I'm going to ask 2 or 3 of them just to pray for the mothers. But there is power in the touch. We are in social distancing now, but we got masks on. So if you feel comfortable, at least put your elbow next to somebody. Let the Spirit of God move, touch your elbow. And I'm going to bring out, do a quick prayer. And then the Reverend Dr. Cynthia Hale from Ray of Hope will come. And then Rabbi Siegel and others. Not long prayers, but this is not about us. It's about you, about your son, and about justice. And that's why the Interfaith Group from Atlanta, Georgia is here today. Touch somebody's elbow. Eternal and almighty divine righteous God, we come once again in your divine favor, thanking you for a day that you did not let rain come down on this powerful group of mothers. God, we ask that you would touch each one of them in your own inimitable way. Touch their lives, touch their minds, touch their hearts, but most of all, God, touch an injustice system, a justice system that is not working in this country. God, we ask that you would move all the way from 1600 all the way here to Georgia to get rid of the racist attitudes in this nation. We pray, God, for the protesters, that they will have the right to protest, not destroy, but the right to protest. So, God, we bless this moment at this time. Lift up those boys who are no longer with us. Let them know that we're still speaking for them and their families. And we ask it all in the name of a loving Savior. Amen. The Reverend Dr. Cynthia Hale.
Great and awesome God, Mother, Father God, we thank you for this moment when we can come on behalf of mothers who have experienced the loss of a child. God, you know what that's like because you experienced the loss of a child. And children every day, God, your children are being destroyed. And so, God, we ask right now that you would speak to their hearts, God, that you would give them a peace that passes all understanding, that you would make them aware of the fact that while others seemingly have forgotten, you have not forgotten about them.
Right.
And you are always working on their behalf. And God, you will bring justice to their situation. Keep them in your care, God. Don't let them go to bed at night without remembering that you are with them, that you are there to wipe the tears from their eyes. And not only are you there, but we are there. I thank you, oh God, for the men and women who stand on your behalf. Imams and rabbis and ministers, all of us together representing you, the one true and living God. Thank you, God, for this wonderful union that is taking place on the steps of the Capitol. And we will not just symbolically